Great. Well, good afternoon. And on behalf of the Board of Directors, the management team, and all of our associates, I'd like to welcome you to this 90th annual meeting for Carolinas Telco Federal Credit Union. I'm Larry Davis, Board Chair, and we will once again be using this format. We're glad to have you join us in this forum, and I would also invite you to read the more detailed written reports of our annual operations as well. Without further ado, we'll get started. I call to order the 2024 annual meeting of Carolinas Telco Federal Credit Union. Based on our bylaws, I've determined that a quorum exists, and I'd like to appoint Jimmy Womack as parliamentarian, and I'll appoint Joe Jaspers as recording secretary. At this time, I'd like to call on Mr. Jim Rhodes, board secretary, to read the minutes of our last meeting.
I move to dispense with the reading of the minutes of the previous meeting.
All right, all in favor?
Aye.
All right, Jim, we'll dispense with those for the time being. Next on the agenda is normally the chairman report, the board report, and we'll move to that now. You know, as I reflect and report on 2023, like many of our peer credit unions, and as in our personal lives, the environment was certainly challenging. High interest rates and high inflation, not seen in recent memory, affected both businesses and consumers alike. Consequently, attaining the high objectives that we set for ourselves proved difficult. However, I am pleased to share with you, our members, that we reported a positive net income. And by the way, not all of credit unions fared as well. We welcomed 1,328 new members, and we remain active in our communities and charitable activities. And finally, we increased the net worth of our credit union. In a most difficult year, we managed to weather some very strong obstacles. As in the past years, in the annual report, copies of which you will find in your local branch, or you can order online, you'll find specifics and much more detail surrounding our operations and measured results. I encourage you to review the many significant accomplishments of the past year contained in that report. As we look to 2024 and hopefully a more favorable business cycle, our prior investment in technology and our associates will provide the foundation to serve you, our members, well into the future and in the way and manner that you find most convenient and effective for you. 2023 was certainly not without its challenges, and as we start the new year, the board's first priority will be the process of selecting a new leader for our credit union. Meanwhile, the senior management team and all our associates remain dedicated and committed to daily serving you, our members. In closing, I want to thank everyone who has made a contribution to our continued success in 2023. My appreciation to the Board of Directors and the Supervisory Committee who volunteer and diligently work to assist in direction and guidance, to our senior management team for their vision and dedication, and to all our associates whose commitment to our core values and excellent member service are our reason to exist. And finally, most importantly, to you, our many members, for your continued confidence in and loyalty to our credit union. Sincerely, thank you all. Before we move on to further reports, I do have a special recognition that I would like to present to our newly appointed Director Emeritus, Mr. Leland Haywood. Leland served our board, our credit union staff, and our members diligently. He served with distinction during his tenure, and today we want to recognize his service on the board. For the plaque is actually for 2023, as we're talking about 2023 results, and it's 50 years, Leland. Leland was talking to me coming over. This year, it's 51. So we're celebrating the 50, and we enjoyed you for the 51.
Thank you, Larry.
Leland, I want to present you this plaque, and I'll read it. You can keep your seat.
Okay.
Okay. And it says, 50 Years of Service Award, E. Leland Haywood, for exceptional leadership, visionary guidance, and unwavering commitment to serving on the Carolinas Telco Federal Credit Union Board of Directors. Leland, we appreciate you.
Thank you, Larry. I've been working with and associated with every one of you. It's been a real pleasure.
Leland, that may be, that may be a record that will not be beaten. Records are to be beaten, but I'm thinking that might be one that won't be. All right. This time I'm going to call on Mr. Lynn Bowen, our treasurer, to give the treasurer's report.
Thank you, Larry. Well, Leland, congratulations. I tell you, I know how long 50 years can be because I'm celebrating my 50th wedding anniversary this year, and 50 years has been a long time.
I remember when I first came on the board, though, it's long enough, they still had Roman numerals on all the office machines. And the Dead Sea was just getting real sick.
Thank you, everyone. My name is Lynn Bowen. I'm giving the treasurer's report today. Carolinas Telco's Federal Credit Union experienced another year of sound performance, even though operating expenses remained elevated due to infrastructure investments and other costs. While 2023 represented a challenging economic environment, credit union operations and member service levels remained robust. Net income reported from continuing operations totaled $1.4 million. The credit union finished 2023 with 32,665 members. We had capital dollars of $76,918,791, and we distributed $2,929,169 in member dividends. And we ended up with a strong 13.75 net worth ratio. Thank you.
All right, Lynn, thank you. Okay. At this time, I'm going to call on John Gentry for the nominating committee report.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. It's been my privilege to serve on the nominating committee. Recently asked to be chairman, and I'm very excited about that opportunity. And I've been working with some great individuals on the committee over the past couple of years. Mitch McIntosh, I'm glad to have him working with me, and we've had others on the board on that. This year we have Anna Hampton, who will be with us on it, and myself. And we met on Thursday, February the 2nd, to consider nominations for vacancies for the board of directors. We took three key things into consideration when we were making our selection. First was prior experience obtained while serving on the board of directors or the supervisory committee. Secondly, the dedication to the job exhibited by each of the nominees. And third, the overall effectiveness and continuity of the input of the nominees. After due deliberation, the committee does submit unanimously for nomination the following for a 3-year term expiring in 2027. Larry Davis, Albert Hernandez, and Daniel Lugo. Mr. Chairman, I move that the nominees be elected by acclamation.
Thank you, John. Have a motion and a second. All in favor?
Aye.
The nominees are elected by acclamation. And Mr. Lugo, welcome to the board. Okay, I do not have any unfinished business that I'm aware of that ought to come before this body. And I do not have any new business. So at this time, I would entertain a motion to adjourn our business meeting.
I move to adjourn. I second.
All in favor? Thank you for being with us. We stand adjourned.